Welcome to Friday. Congratulations. We've made it through another week. Sit back, relax, strap on that seatbelt, leave the driving to me. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. At our toll-free number, 800-951-0592, and the website at allamericangold.com. You know what we do. It's wealth insurance, and we do it better than anybody. And I will tell you right now, get ready. Get the dialing fingers ready, baby. I've got a special that even I can't believe. I'm awesome. There you go. This is why we're the best. The sale today is going to be just spectacular. I can't even believe it, and I'm excited to it. We'll talk about that in a minute. It's Friday. It's playoff weekend. The semifinals of the state championship game. My younger son involved. We going to be at North Canyon High School. It's a neutral site game. Playing Campo Verde and all the teams that are still up. Hey, congratulations. Just making the playoffs is an accomplishment. Every coach, every kid that participates in any form of extracurricular activity, and the parents, by the way, because, let's face it, nothing's free anymore. And deserves some recognition. And good luck to the Saints. Good luck to all the student athletes. Good luck to all the coaches and parents. Let's try to behave ourselves and go Saints. Now that I've got that out of the way, we are closing in. December 3rd is the day we'll be in Colorado, barring some medical things Eric's dealing with. He was here yesterday. Hopefully we'll get him cleared up. Eric and I will both be in Colorado the first week of December. More announcements coming as I make them available to you. We'll be closing on KHNC on the 3rd. The deals, unlike the trade deal, right? Oh, it's very close, and this deal is happening, and we're going to be up there. We got so many more great things coming. I know, you think about it, it's taken a while, and things do. I wish it had gone faster, but it is what it is. We've made so many upgrades, and ones that you don't really see, but we've upgraded so many things at the radio station. I know all of you in Colorado have appreciated all the kind words. We get them every day. We're not done. As a matter of fact, we got a lot of work to do. You will not believe all the things we're going to do. And I know we've been kind of quiet about it. We were made a big push, and then we kind of quieted down here as we were in the throes of this deal. But it's happening. We're coming. It's going to be a really, really exciting time for us. You're going to see a much bigger presence in and around the radio station and all the things that we do up there. And I can't thank all of you enough for your support. Remember, go to the website, 1360khnc.com. We're going to be making big changes to that as well in the next couple of weeks. So, like I said, sit back, relax, strap on that seatbelt because it's going to be a wild, wild ride. And thank everybody for all of your support. And real quick, I want to bring this up because it's something that you need to know about. So we are a 10,000-watt station up there. All stations, by the way, at night. So when the sun sets, everybody's got to turn the power down. And there's reasons for it, and I won't bore you with all the details, but the radio waves travel farther at night, and you got to leave room, if you will, for right-of-ways and emergency broadcast and things of that nature so people can hear things clearly. If you are south of Denver, okay, so south of Denver, at night, especially in the fall when the days get shorter, you'll lose the signal. And then in the spring, in the summer, right, you can hear as clear as a bell, at 7 o'clock at night. But during the winter months, the shortest day of the year is December the 21st. And then after that, all the days get longer again to the longest day of the year. But just know this. When that happens, just Go to 1360khnc.com. It's phone friendly. You can get it right on your phone. So if you're driving around in your car and you're like, oh, it's dark, I can't get you done. No. Just go to the phone. You just Google up 1360, turn your volume up on your phone. You'll be all set to go and listen to the stream that way. But I just wanted to tell you, because some people have called, that's exactly what happens. And legally, there's a right of way there that we don't know that we can get around. We're actually inquiring with the FCC if somehow we can change the direction of the signal a little bit to keep that same coverage area, but we'll have to wait and see. No promises on that one. My guess is there's a reason why. Of course, those of you up to the north, you're like, hey, I hear you all the time. That's because, again, this right away, and it's called the directional signal at night. But I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention because you just go to the website anytime. Go to the website, pick up the stream there, and you'll be able to listen to your heart's content. 1360khnc.com. Can't wait. Get to see everybody again and start instituting the next wave of changes. Advertisers are back again. Just in the last couple of days, we've had 2 new advertisers. We're getting a deal put together with them and others, and actually 3. I forgot we had another one this morning. And listen, big changes coming. So thanks for all your patience. When we get back, we got a lot of things to talk about, and another one of the great specials by Patriot Trading Group. (800-951-0592). We're watching all the markets here. The Dow was mixed today. The president was out talking about China, and of course you got the impeachment stuff. Gold's up a little bit today. Silver's up a little bit today. Everybody's kind of waiting to see what's going to happen next. And I really, when we look at this here, the central bank, they think they fixed it again, right? Oh no, we our mid-cycle adjustment, it's over. Yeah, we did. These 3 cuts, there you go. Everything's gonna be great now. Don't count on it. One of my favorite guys, and Ray Dalio, this guy, he's got the largest hedge fund in the world. So that means something. That means the really, really wealthy people give him their money. And the average guy on the street, you can't invest with him. I don't even know what the minimum requirement is for his hedge fund. $100,000, maybe $500,000, maybe $1 million. I don't know. I don't know how much money you need. You may not be able to get in at all. He's saying, hey guys, don't believe the smoke. He's put his money where his mouth is. $1.5 billion. That there's going to be a significant. He's not talking about, down 100, down 500. Significant pullback in equities before March. So he's got the time frame March. Put that out there. Some interesting developments in gold, and I wanna play a clip, and Ramon's got it ready for me. This is a couple of different facets here. Okay, we talked the other day about central bank buying. Right? And Serbia now, the latest. We got an update on that. Serbia's also announced, hey, we're going to buy. They bought 9 tons last month. They're buying another 20 tons. But neither here nor there. Then something we don't talk a lot about: how many new gold exchanges have opened? There only used to be 2. London and the COMEX here in the U.S. That was it. That was all there were. Now, there's been a huge, huge increase in that, and the type of trading that they allow. So, I'm tying it together. Big article in the Wall Street Journal today because Jay Powell brought it up, talking about cryptocurrencies, and when I'm talking cryptocurrency, right, central bank cryptocurrencies. Of course, Sweden, China. China says it's going to be first, and that they're going to be coming out with their cryptocurrency very shortly. People are thinking here in the next couple of months. And have you seen Bitcoin? This is my fear. I don't mind. Listen, we always say be diversified, right? You buy stocks, right? You have stocks, great. A house, great, right? Be diversified. If you want to play in Bitcoin, go ahead, right? But know what it is, right? You're playing around. And my fear with Bitcoin has been the same from day one, which is as soon as the central banks start their own money, their own version of Bitcoin, right? They're going to put the Bitcoin guys out of business, right? Because let's face it, outside of speculators, like here in the U.S., most people that buy Bitcoin, we speculate, right? You're out there, I think, man, maybe it'll go back to 20,000, right? Bitcoin today, back below 7,000. It's fallen almost $3,000 since China announced a few weeks ago. They're getting ready to launch their own digital currency, and now they're cracking down on all the Chinese using Bitcoin because they get it. Hey, you're using it to circumvent us. And so there was a great interview that was done by Kitco, and I want to have Ramon play it because it ties in with what I would call central bank cryptocurrencies and gold. Ramon, go ahead and play the clip.
Central banks are continuing to buy gold. So is there a crisis coming that is spooking governments around the world? Joining us today, Rory Hall, publisher of the Daily Coin. Rory, let's start with the news coming out of Serbia. They've joined the ranks of central banks acquiring gold. They added 9 tons of gold to their reserves in October. Serbian president saying that the country needs to increase gold reserves to fortify against the looming economic crisis. So what is the magnitude, in your opinion, of this crisis that is spooking central governments around the world here?
Well, I think that some of what we're seeing is the news coming from the Fed and the repo that's been occurring for the past few weeks. I think that has a lot of people really on edge. That combined with is there a trade war, not a trade war? Mm-hmm. So you've got a wide variety of just economic issues, not to mention all the geopolitical issues as well.
And Rory, if we even look at a longer term trend, central banks have really evolved from net sellers of gold over the last 30 years to net buyers. Yep. Mining legend Pierre Lassonde explained to me, a few months back that this is because central banks know their current monetary system will fail and the dollar will collapse. Do you agree with this thinking?
I do, actually. I think that all of the central banks, if you look at the central banks and they're buying or they're acquiring of all the gold, I mean, they're not acquiring all this gold to make souvenirs or trinkets. And gold was moved to a tier 1 asset last year. So there's something going on. I mean, you've got all of these nations that are getting back into the gold market, like Serbia, for example. And not only the important part about Serbia is that they went from 21 tons up to 30 tons. And they said that in 2020, they're going to go to 50 tons for, like you pointed out, for the fact that, in their words, was to create more of a safety net for themselves. So, I mean, they're the ones that are saying it, not me.
Yeah. And outside of Serbia, Russia, China, Poland, all adding to their reserves. So the question, Rory, that I'm sure a lot of investors watching will say, well, how come this hasn't done much for the price of gold? Now, yes, gold did have a good summer, but why doesn't it keep rallying if all these central banks are buying and accumulating gold?
That's a great question, and I wish that I could answer it. I mean, we had a situation last week where there was 3.3 million ounces of gold that were dumped on the market, and it didn't. The price went way down. I mean, 3.3 million ounces is like 103 tons of gold, and I'm not sure where that came from or how it happened, but I know that it did happen. And when you have situations like that, then it kind of take some of the wind out of the sails, if you will. And it's hard for gold to move up when you've got that type of selling pressure coming in. And I'm not sure why you would have that type of selling pressure in these times that with everything that we're talking about right now. So I'm not sure how to answer that question, Danielle. I wish I could.
Well, let's talk about other trends then that we've been seeing in the gold market outside of central bank buying. And you wrote a fantastic piece on this, that we're seeing more and more countries launch their own gold exchanges. Shanghai really having set the trend here. Is this something that you think we'll see continue in 2020? And is this the way for many countries to be saying, hey, we don't want to just deal with gold priced in US dollars anymore here?
Well, that's what it looks like. And since 2016, we've had six new gold platforms to come online. You've got two that are the BRICS gold, physical gold platform, and that's one in Beijing, one in Moscow. You've got the UAE, you've got India, looking at creating their own spot price in India, which is interesting. You've got Dubai, and Shanghai Gold Exchange. It looks like, Daniela, that they're going to play off of the Shanghai Gold Exchange. I may be wrong in that, but it's interesting that all of these new gold trading platforms have come online since 2016, when the Shanghai Gold Exchange started setting a global benchmark in yuan. So there's that change that's happened, and all these new markets have come online since then.
It's really interesting, Rory. What do you think would happen if the dollar is no longer the de facto trading currency for precious metals?
That's a great question. I think that it would be a lot harder for someone to come in and put 3.3 million ounces on the downside in the gold market, because all of a sudden there would have to be 3.3 million ounces of physical gold brought to the market at that time. I mean, that's the way that the Shanghai Gold Exchange works, is that when you put in a buy or sell order, that contract is settled physically, and that determines the price. And that's why there's been a little bit of imbalance, if you will. At times the Shanghai Gold Exchange gets a little higher than what is coming from the COMEX and the CME and the LBMA. So you get I think that it would that would change dramatically, because it would become more of a physical market.
Absolutely.
Like I said, all of these new markets are all physical. They're not paper or digital. So that's a big difference.
Could be a huge game changer, Rory. Finally, if I had to ask you to have a feeling of how you think gold might start 2020 and what kind of year it might be for the metal, what does your gut tell you?
Well, my gut and the research that I've done,
more importantly,
both tell me that 2020 is going to be a better year than 2019, and for both gold and silver, which I follow both very closely, and I love both. I think that they are wonderful parts of that people should have in their portfolio. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not offering financial advice, but I think that it should be part of everyone's portfolio. And I think that 2020 is going to be a really great year for both of the metals.
So that was Rory Hall, not just talking about gold, but talking about 2020 being an even better year than 2019. So let's talk about what he said. First, the sell-off that we saw, right? Gold was over 1,500. Went down, 1450 range, and now sitting here at 1470. Somebody sells 103 million or 103 metric tons, over 3 million ounces of gold, right? They shorted it, right? They don't have the gold to short. but this is what some of the games that are allowed to play. But more importantly, he started talking about all the new exchanges from Shanghai to Russia. India wants to do its own and price it in their own currency, right? The UAE, Dubai, right? And all of them operating in concert with the Shanghai exchange. See, in Shanghai, you can short gold. You can. You want to short 103 metric tons? Okay. Bring me the 103 metric tons. Bring it to me, and then you can short it. Right? And, of course, that would end all of that stuff. And he brought up a great point. Why would anyone short gold right now? There's no – I mean, think about it. Whether you want to call it QE, not QE. By the way, Jay Powell yesterday also announced it looks like just right now that they're just going to erase the end date for the repo markets. It's never going to end. But think about what Rory Hall was saying about all of these countries, right? They're all buying gold. All of these exchanges based solely on physical gold and the price manipulation of gold. Does that tie in with the Chinese crypto backed by gold? Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back.
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report, presenting a daily conservative pro-family perspective since 1983 and continuing the legacy of Phyllis Schlafly. Now, from the Phyllis Schlafly Center Studios, Ed Martin.
Some students just can't seem to understand a lesson no matter how many times you teach it to them. It's very sad to see. It's especially sad when the student is the University of Iowa. In an important federal court ruling, the University of Iowa was taught a valuable lesson in respecting religious freedom and taught it for the second time. Earlier this year, a student group called Business Leaders in Christ won their case when the University of Iowa tried to penalize them for excluding non-Christians from their leadership. After a federal judge ruled that it was unconstitutional for them to target only religious groups for this harassment, the school set their sights on another student group called InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. Before long, the school found themselves in court once again, being chewed out for continuing the same unconstitutional conduct for which they had been reprimanded earlier. As sad as this situation is, I'm not hopeful the University of Iowa learned their lesson this time. So-called places of higher learning seem to be getting dumber and dumber when it comes to respecting the basic freedoms of the students. They are blinded by their white-hot hatred of Christianity. As long as there are students publicly living out their faith on campus, the academic social justice police seem to never be satisfied. Parents need to be wary of where they send their sons and daughters for school. Just because you spend $100,000 on a degree doesn't mean you're getting what you pay for. Oftentimes, your money is going to fund liberal diversity initiatives and thought police-style abolishment of conservative views. Sometimes it's as overt as this discrimination against Christians by the University of Iowa. But often it's a lot more subtle than this. In many cases, parents don't even know what their children are getting into until it's too late. Whether you're a Christian parent or a Christian student, don't let yourself be bullied by intimidation tactics of the academic elites. The case earlier this year with Business Leaders for Christ and this most recent case with the InterVarsity Christian Fellowship prove that Christians can still fight for their constitutional rights and they can still win.
This has been the Phyllis Schlafly Report from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. Do you have a college-bound son or daughter? Do you care about the next generation? At phyllisschlafly.com, we expose the liberal agenda and anti-Christian mindset found on most college campuses and help equip conservative students to stand up for their beliefs. Visit us at phyllisschlafly.com and join us again next time for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
How strong is gold? Man, 100+ metric tons. That's what they had to come up with. Right? They try to, oh, no, don't worry, right? The Fed cut rates 3 times and the mid-cycle adjustments right on track. Forget it. Don't worry about the repo markets. Hey, we're just going to do that forever. Right? It doesn't mean anything. We're not calling it QE. Right? And just ask us, the economy's great. When that trade unwinds, boy, how big of a slingshot. You need these types of positions, right? This is the slingshot to 1700. Because I'm going to remind you, and I've been pretty good at this. Remember what I told you that gold needed to break $1,361 and it was going to go right to 15. Remember, I told you that. And when it did it, less than 30 days later, we were over $1,500. Remember, I told you what, maybe a month ago, month and a half? 1585. Gold breaks 1585. It's going to 17. Problem is, if it breaks like 1725, it's going back, to 19. I mean, this is the charts. This isn't me, right? This is, I'm just going based on what these computers are going to do. And you need these massive short positions because when they unwind, you have these slingshot moves higher. And this is why gold, when it broke 1361, all the shorts, there were tons of them, right, got all blown out. And boom, you had these big leaps. Remember we talked about these gaps in these charts in 2013. Just I think it was 5 trading days from 1900 to 1400 and 5 trading days. Not in a row, but the first gap was that 1380. What I told you, that 1361 to 1500. The next gap 1585 to 1700. In the short positions like these are how it does it, right? Because they all got to cover. They all got to unwind whatever that next market move is going to be. But more importantly, gives us a little clarity here, right? Rory Hall gave us some clarity. Hey, listen, all these new exchanges, 6 new exchanges, right? That's, we went from 2, now I think there's 9 now in the world. I mean, it's incredible how many of these are. But the thing is the new ones that have come online all follow the Shanghai exchange in that they're all physical. In other words, none of this JP Morgan crap, right? No naked shorting of gold, because I think what they're looking at is this is how stable gold is going to become, and it's going to be the backbone of the crypto world, in my opinion, because this makes sense now to me. Now I right, you get it. Hey, now that's why they're all buying. Duh, that just makes total sense, right? You want to short gold, 100 metric tons? Yeah, go ahead and deliver it to us, right? Deliver it to us, and then we'll gladly let you do it. Oh, you don't have it? Well, then no. So I told you before the break, I got a special. I'm so excited. It's kind of what we're known for, right? If you've never done business with us before, today is a day that you're going to want to, because we're different than everybody else. We don't want you buying gold, too far away from, right? We want you to buy as close to spot as possible. And we want you to be able to stay private, no matter what you decide to do. Do you want to buy it? Do you want to sell it? Maybe you want to trade it. Maybe you want to hand it down. Right? We want you to be able to do all of those things. Anything you could possibly think of as privately as possible. Right? So that just puts you into U.S. minted materials. Right? And by default, we like the cheapest. Right? If that's old gold, right? The Liberties and the St. Gaudens and the Indians. Well, the Indians are a little pricey, but the Indian or the Saints and the Liberties are usually the cheapest, right? And that's what we love. And they're pre-33, so they're viewed a little differently than a gold eagle, right? The modern issue stuff, right? The modern issue gold eagles are considered bullion. The older gold's considered collectible. What's the difference? They're taxed the same, right? If you got a capital gain on a gold eagle or a capital gain on a $20 gold piece, right? The tax is the same. The difference really is only two things. Number one, you cannot put any pre-1933 gold into a physical precious metals IRA. You can put gold eagles in there. You can put gold bars in there. Heck, you can even put foreign gold in there. Yep, you can put Maple Leafs in there, Krugerrands. You want to put a pre-33 gold coin in there? Nope. And it really was interesting. Why would that be? And the only thing that makes sense is when they confiscated gold the last time in 1933, right? And most of you know this story. There was only way you could keep any gold as a regular citizen. If you were a dentist, you could have some gold for fillings. If you were an artist and you wanted to make a gold statue, you could have gold. If you were a jeweler, and I'm like, hey, I'm using gold to make necklaces and rings, right? You could have it. But if you weren't one of those things, you're just a regular, hey, I'm a plumber, I'm a farmer, I'm just a businessman. The only gold you could hold were coins that were considered to be collectibles. That was it. That was the loophole. It's what all the, rich people owned. And then everybody else, you couldn't even own it in this country from 33 until the 70s. Now, is that going to be the rule the next time around? I don't know. Could be, could not be. I don't know. I can't see the future. Heck, I don't even know what I'm eating for dinner tonight. But I like it, and especially if it's cheaper. Today, we're selling Mint State 62s. $10 Liberty. So these are fractional, right? The half ounce, the $10 Liberty. Our ungraded ones, our regular, circulated $10 Liberties are $780. I've got Mint State 62 10 Liberties at $785, only $5 more. If you buy 10 or more, $780, the exact same price, but you're going up all the way to a Mint State 62. And by the way, I was told a lot of dates, so some pre-1900s, not just 04s and 07s, not when you deal with Patriot. 800-951-0592. We'll be back right after the break. 800-951-0592. Mint State 62 $10 Liberties. I mean, you're looking at $80 or so off. That's huge in the gold world. 1 through 9, $785. 10 or more, $780. We got two lines open. Limit 20. I don't want. We had 150 of them to start. Where these are going to go? This is one of those deals. Every once in a while, right? Hey, I'll get an AU, right? AUs for less or AU for the same. I think last week we had like the Mint State 61s that are the same. You don't get 62s for $5 more, or if you buy 10 or more. Right, for the exact same price as a circulated $10 gold piece, doesn't exist. But what's incredible about this special today, I mean, you're talking about, and I just went and looked with our whole, because I deal with the largest wholesaler in the world. We've been here, my uncle started this company. We've been here for almost 25 years. We are one of the absolute largest seller of circulated $10 and $20 gold pieces in the world, right? Because we deal at the low end. We don't play games with you. I mean, to get in all of our grades, by the way, we deal with the two best grading services in the world. PCGS and NGC. You know, when you call other dealers, you're just going to get 1904s or 1907s. Not here, right? We're going to give you as many dates as we can. A lot of pre-1900s in this mix, which is hard to do, especially in graded condition, right? Because let's face it, back then, especially in the 1800s, starting in 1866, that was money. $10 gold pieces, you know, that was a lot of money back then. They're $785, 10 or more, $780. I mean, you're talking about buying these just above cost. So if I had to go to my wholesaler and say, hey, I want 150 MS62 $10 Liberties, PCGS and NGC only, my guess is he would say, yeah, we don't have that many, right? He may say, hey, I got 80 of them, or I got 100 of them. And then he'd say, you know, how much is it? I'd probably, you know, and he'd be shooting me a price of, you know, right around this $780. So you're talking about buying it. You know, we talk about, hey, we want it close to spot. Check that box. But here's something better. This is a coin, right, that carries premiums with it everywhere in the world. It'll carry a premium. And you're paying nothing for it. Nothing for it. That's why we're the best in the business. Mint State 62. $10 Liberties, $785 by 10 or more, $780. If you called me up and said, hey, Joe, I want a circulated one, it'd be $780. So figure, hey, they're not VFs, they're not XS, AU, CU, BU, Mint State 60, Mint State 61, Mint State 62. That's how many grades you're going up at 800-951-0592. And that's really what just keeps us on the air. When you buy from us, you support us, and that's how we pay the bills here. We are 100%. Nobody tells me what to say. I mean, I let Eric on the air, and let's face it, you never know what that guy's going to say. So we're only supported by you guys, and we appreciate it. And what a great special here right before the Thanksgiving holiday. And next week, I'll give you our holiday hours and all of that on Monday. The president was out on television this morning. You saw headlines flashing all over. President says that we're very close to a deal. He actually didn't say that. But that's what the headlines say, because they want you to click on it. What he actually said was that they were potentially very close to a deal. And the answer is, yeah, you know what? I think both sides feel that way. Hey, potentially, we're really close. Hey, if China will just take our terms, we've got a deal. And, of course, the Chinese are like, hey, if the United States will just agree to our terms, we got a deal. Problem is, nobody wants to agree to each other's terms. So when he went on to talk about the deal or the new deal or no deal, President Xi of China was also talking and said the same thing, right? That China wants a deal. But he said that China wants a deal on the basis of mutual respect and equality. The president shot back on Fox that he doesn't like the word equality. This can't be an even deal, right? And the president has been saying this the whole time. So how close are we? Right? Sounds to me like we're not very close at all. The president went on to talk about Hong Kong as well. Thousands of people would have been killed in Hong Kong. But because of the Chinese president not wanting to ruin ongoing trade talks, if it weren't for me, Hong Kong would have been obliterated in 14 minutes. So there you go. Hey. I don't know about thousands of people dying, but I do think there's some truth in that. Maybe more reasons not to have a deal. Patriot Radio News Hour, final segment coming up. Final segment before we head out for the weekend. This is an item I can't even put it online, mostly because I'm too lazy. And no, I'm kidding. It's just not an item we normally carry. I don't have a picture of it. If I did, I would have put it. Maybe when I get them in, I'll take a picture of it so the next time I could do something like this. But normally, I don't have them available online because I don't want you to buy them because they're too expensive. Right? Why pay $850 or $860 for a $10 Liberty when you can pay $780? Right? To me, it's not like it's you get extra brownie points, all pre-1933 gold, all of it is considered a collectible regardless of the grade. So now I'm like, well, today I've got the deal of a lifetime. I had 150 of them, but the phone's been ringing all morning on it. Whatever's left, limit 20. Can't buy more than that. I want to have enough because Colorado's coming up next here. Mint State 62s. Mint State 62 PCGS NGCs. This means these coins never made them out of the treasury bag. And if they did, whoever bought them wrapped it up and put it under the mattress and it didn't see the light of day for who knows how long. Mint State 62 $10 Liberties. And according to the memo, I've got a lot of dates. So if you order 10 or more, you order the 20, I'll get you as many dates as possible. You're not just going to get 04s and 07s and 1900s. We'll get you as many dates as possible. A lot of pre-1900 dates available. Again, more extras that you don't pay for here at Patriot. The regular $10 Liberty, like I said, $780. Mint State 62, $785. Buy 10 or more, $780 at 800-951-0592. The Dow is mixed. The gold's up. Gold's up a little bit, up a couple of dollars. Silver is sitting right at $17. Gold's at $14.65. The NASDAQ is down. The S&P is flat. The Dow's up 70. Everyone's trying to, trade war, no trade war. Who cares? Really what we need to be thinking about is Rory Hall saying, hey, there's a reason why all these central banks are buying gold, and it's not what you think. And all the new exchanges that have opened, and just since 2016, are all based on the Chinese platform. Right? You think about if you're going to back your cryptocurrency with gold, you're going to want a real stable gold price. And the solution to that is, hey, no more naked short selling. You want to dump 100, short gold by 103 metric tons. Show me the gold first. Right? That kind of makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? 800-951-0592. Be your own central bank. And, hey, if you can get a higher graded coin and not have to pay more for it, yeah, even better. Hey, have a great weekend. Go Saints! And we'll talk to everybody on Monday.